So the state is asking for a final order today. Finalizing the temporary order that we did back in um, November of 2025. Um, in that temporary order, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Conrad had requested genetic testing, so you granted it. Although we still set support. Uh, Your Honor, the state understands that the genetic testing results are back and that he is indeed the father. Um, Your Honor,
Yeah,
you would
I got States B present. So yeah, I have a copy.
thank you, Your Honor. Um, and the state understands that neither party had access to private health insurance at the time, and that Ms. Hodges does not now. So the court ordered government medical um, with a cash repayment of $41 per month that was due December 1st, 2025. Um, Ordered current child support of $257 per month that was due that same date. Um, uh, Court basically reserved retroactive support. Um, Reserved court costs and ordered Mr. Conrad to give us some discovery, some income documents. Sade has not received anything from him since that date. Uh, and Sade understands he's not here today as well. And then as for what we want today, the state and Ms. Hodges agree to keep the current child support and cash medical as it is, no changes. Um, uh, we do agree on retroactive child support. So state understands that, Your Honor, you chose 1,800 as his gross monthly income. I believe probably from his testimony from last time. And so state understands that Ms. Hodges is fine with retroactive support from the end of November 2025 back 4 years, based off that 1,800, because state understands that he has been an independent tattoo artist for at least 6 years. So he should have been able to make that kind of money during that time. And Miss Hodges should be able to, or Miss Hodges slash Hinkle should be able to testify as to that. I should note is that we have this as Shelby Hinkle. I believe she's going by Shelby Hodges. So adding in the retroactive support, keeping the current support the same, confirming paternity for Mr. Conrad. Uh, so he understands that Miss Hinkle is fine. Miss Hodges is fine with the standard joint managed conservatorship custody. Um, she is requesting modified or supervised access and visitation due to, I believe, main reason is that she will say that the last visit in July 2025, dad would not return the child to her. I believe she can testify as to more of that. State has no interest in that issue. Um, State understands that she is asking for non-disclosure um, uh, due to family violence issues. To ask the court to portion court cost, and I know last time, Your Honor, you were talking about. Oh, let me. I see notes that you talked about doing it. Oh, there it is. Dad was ordered to make a $250 deposit with the Bell County District Clerk for genetic testing fees on or before December 4th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Um, I can't say, Your Honor, if he's actually done that or not. I can check Odyssey, but I'm not sure if they would even have that. And that's about it, Your Honor.
All right, let's see what we're gonna do on this one. And I was trying to see what we did as far as visitation the last time around, but I'll let you bring that out through testimony also. So at this time, Ms. Hodges, please unmute yourself and raise your right hand, please. All right, ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you?
I do.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Welch, you may proceed with the witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Shelby Hinkle. What is your full legal name and what is your preferred name?
My full legal name is Shelby Renee Hodges. I don't mind by going by Hinkle. I know that's what you'll have in the system. Hodges was just my last marriage, and we're not
All
together
right.
anymore. So
All right. What is the full name of the child in this case?
Damian Leon Conrad,
And when was Damian born?
12/2/2019.
So how old is he?
He's 6 years old.
So when did you and Damian no longer live in the same household together? Or not Damian. You and
Nick,
Mr. Conrad no longer live in the same household together.
it was July 10th of 2023.
And what does Mr. Conrad do for a living?
He is a independent tattoo artist. He travels
And
to his clients, and they come to him.
and would you say him making about 1,800 a month is, are you personally aware of something like that?
Yes, I know that it's probably more, but he's not going to be able to prove that, if you know what I mean? Like he doesn't pay taxes.
So so he's getting paid under the table?
Yes.
And how do you know about his job and how much he makes?
Because he started when we were together, and I seen the clients and I would see how much he was actually getting at the time. Um, I know he was able to buy Meta glasses just last month. Um, and I know personally from what I've seen from living with him about how much he makes or was making. Could be more by now. I'm not sure.
And if you don't know this, you can just say, I don't know, but how much do these Meta glasses cost?
$350.
And how long has he been a tattoo artist?
6 years.
What would he be doing with these Meta glasses? Is they for like entertainment
Um,
or
no, he had posted on his social media that he was using them to film his work from doing the tattoos and posting up his videos from the Meta glasses.
is he a former veteran or police?
No.
What what health insurance is Damien currently on?
Medicaid.
Do you have access to private health?
No.
What about private dental?
No.
Are you okay with the current child support of 257 and the cash medical of 41 that was supposed to start December 1st, 2025?
Yes.
And are you asking for retroactive child support?
Yes.
How many children does Mr. Conrad have besides Damien?
One other child.
And when was this other child born?
April, about 11 years ago. I'm not really sure. I want to say it was 2014.
That's fine. Um, are you okay with what the state has calculated as retroactive total support total of $8,146?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that that's from the end of November 2025, basically the day before current support started, all the way back 4 years to the end of November 2021.
Yes, sir.
And are you okay with what the state recommends as repayment for that $91 starting uh let's just say February 1st, 2026?
Yes.
Now let's talk about y'all's relationship. Has Mr. Conrad ever physically abused or verbally abused you or the child in this case?
Never the child, but me, yes.
When was the last time this happened?
July of 2025.
And were the police involved?
Um, they were only involved for like me trying to get my son, but they couldn't really do much. He didn't put his hands on me. It was more verbal, if anything. So they just kind of stood by, but I did contact the police for them for my safety, if that makes sense.
All right. So if you could describe briefly to the court what verbal issues happened between you two.
Um, 1 second. Hey, Damian, can you go into your room, please, bud? Why? Just for a second, so I can finish this phone call. Actually, here, hold on. I'm gonna step outside. Sorry, I didn't want to talk about it in front of the boy.
Understood, ma'am.
He was calling me like the an F and B word and all this other stuff and saying that I shouldn't have Damian because of my anger outbursts, which I don't have anger outbursts. I'm very level-headed.
Ma'am, get a little closer to the microphone, please. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. He was just calling me like very vulgar names, like the B word and the S word, and I don't know if I can say that in the court of law. Would rather not, but
I think we get the gist of it, ma'am.
yeah.
And so has he ever physically abused you?
Oh yes.
All right. When was the last time that happened?
It was when we were living together back in 2023, April of 2023.
And so, were the police involved in that situation?
I did call the police. They were not able to do anything from the lack of evidence. So they just had told me to call again if it happens. And I ended up just leaving a couple months after that.
And has Mr. Conrad ever been convicted of a family violence crime?
Yes. His first mother of his child, from his first child, Jessica Lattimore, he has a domestic violence charge.
When was this charge?
I'm not sure on the date. I had looked up his record to figure out when it was, but that was a couple of months ago.
Was it like I mean, was it before y'all got together? Before or
Yes.
before
It
it was
was before 2018.
so when's the last time Mr. Conrad has physically visited with Damian?
The last time he seen or spoke with Damian was the last day of June. Or
And
like,
I
yeah,
believe you said earlier that y'all two separated and was it
20.
July of oh no wait so wait apologize Your Honor strike that do you mean June of this year or of last year?
Of last year.
So how did that visit go?
He I went up to because he had him for the whole month of June. I was supposed to get him on the 30th, and he wouldn't let me because it was it was still June, he said. But I was like, we had both agreed on Sunday, the 30th, because it was the last day of June. And he was, or the 29th of, sorry, I'm so sorry. It was the 29th of June. It was the day before the end of June. And he wanted him all the way up until June 30th. I said, we don't do custody exchanges on Mondays. And that's when he was calling me like the B word and all this other stuff and would not let me have my son. And then shortly after that is when I think shortly after that is when I filed to come to court for a court order. And then he
You're
gave me,
you're talking about this situation here, this court situation.
yes.
Um,
I can't remember exactly when I just know that it was more incentive for me to get the process going.
I understand. What county do you live in?
I live in Bell County.
And where does dad live?
He lives in Killeen, also Bell County.
So does he have access to an automobile as far as you're aware?
He has a Chrysler 300 and a Dodge Challenger.
Why does he have two cars? Do you know? If you don't know, then just say you got to speak verbally, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I do
Um,
how he has two cars.
do you have access to an automobile?
Yes.
Are you asking for the court to redact information like your address, phone number, things like that in this order?
Um, yes.
And is the reason for that what you've already explained, the family violence issues y'all have had?
Yes.
And are you asking for, some kind of supervised visitation leading up to the standard possession order for dad?
Yes.
All right, I want to need some data on that, ma'am. He's already had, sounds like almost, well, when he does it, standard visitation, he's had a child already by himself for 30 days. I want to need something to show why he should not have a visitation order that where he has to give you advance notice and pick up and drop off as at KPD. So I'll let the state get into why that has to be something different. Thank you.
Okay.
So why do you want it to be supervised instead of doing the normal standard possession, since he's already had the child at least for a month?
Um, he, like I said, he tries to hold him over my head and use him as like ammunition, emotional ammunition. Um, I don't feel confident that he's going to follow court order. Um, and I don't feel confident that he will give him back when the time comes to it. And I know that if I were to call the police, they would just tell me to have to take him back to court, and then there's nothing they can do. And my son's lived with me for his entire life. Um, so it's hard for me to be kept from my son, and I don't trust. He's posted on Facebook about how he's trying to take Damian from me in general. So I'm not.
Okay, here's the deal, man. Once there's a court order, obviously, actually, he was in, well, what he did last summer, if there wasn't already something on file, then yeah, that wasn't anything. But
Yeah.
there are standing orders and there are orders that say that once you get custody, if he violates that visitation order, he's in contempt. It's just like he didn't pay child support, and he can go to jail for 180 days for doing that. And the court could always make him put up a cash bond before he gets any visitation. I got alternatives, but again, to keep somebody away based on something that's so speculative is difficult. I understand I definitely want to keep you safe. I understand there's the family violence, but like you said earlier, he has never done anything to the child. He's just kind of threatened you, but he's going to do this and he's going to do that. Well, guess what? After this court order, he can't do that. And he can't do that. All right, so. I'll let the state proceed. Thank you.
I
Thank
understand.
you, Your Honor. I think that's it for me, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
All right, ma'am. Here's what off the top of my head, here's what I'm looking at doing. I'm looking to go ahead and naming you sole managing conservator and naming him possessory. But I'm looking at giving him all the rights of the possessory conservators that he's entitled to as a parent. I'm looking at going ahead and order the child support, the cash medical, and the retro as requested and the repayment as requested. I'm looking at I thought about making this a temp order, but now we're going to get this thing finalized. I'm looking at going ahead and order and him to put up a cash bond deposit in the clerk's office, Mr. Welch, $1,500 to be used for the purposes of enforcing him not having the child, keep bringing the child back when he's supposed to. So the mom could get those funds and hire a lawyer to file a motion to hold him in contempt. I'm trying to make up my mind. I'm probably looking at 2K now. So until then, I'm looking at only giving him, see, again, that's why I want to make it a temp. Because I don't like those what if orders, but I think I can do that. I'll tell you what, Mr. Welch, let me look at, let me talk to a couple of colleagues to see how they like doing that as far as the cash bonds are concerned. Or setting up deposits, and I'm probably looking at it at 2,000, ma'am, that he'll have to put in the registry of the court before he can get court order visitation. And that money is specifically designated for if he fails to return the child, that the court would automatically turn that over to you to go out to hire a lawyer to enforce the court order if necessary. But I haven't done this in a while. And I used to do it all the time as a lawyer, but I haven't done it as well as a judge. So I want to go ahead and see what the standard and what everybody's doing these days as far as that's concerned. So what I want to do is go ahead and take this under advisement. I want to go ahead and keep the temporary order in place. And Mr. Welch, is there? I don't see it in the. Was there a copy of the standing order attached to the last temporary order?
Your Honor, let me check. Wasn't attached to the temporary order, but let me see if it was attached to the pleadings.
Okay.
It was attached to our original suit.
All right then, ma'am, you got a copy of the original petition, and you got a copy of the temporary order. That standing order that was attached to the original suit is still in full force and effect. In other words, he can't interfere with your custody. He can't do anything that violates that. Otherwise, a motion for enforcement could be brought against him. This is all civil. But at the end of the day, there's fines and jail time for doing such. But I want to take this one under advisement and reset this for our general docket next. Let's see. This is I think we only have one docket next week because it's we got the enforcement on Wednesday. I think falls is on Tuesday, so it'll be next Thursday. Well, I can bring you back and find out from my fellow judges to see how they're handling these types of circumstances, and how much they're usually asking for a bond to be placed, and before Dad can move over to standard visitation. And obviously after so long, he can petition the court to release those funds back to him if he doesn't do anything that's in violation of the court order. I'm sorry? Oh, next Thursday's Coriel? Okay, so we'll have to reset to the 29th, but that way we can do it and make it the new order start the 1st of February. So Coriel is next Thursday. Sorry about that. We got a live docket with Coriel. So, ma'am, I'm looking at doing the reset and to make a ruling on this one on January 29th at 9 a.m. What's your schedule looking like on that date, ma'am?
I will be free.
All right then. All right, Mr. Wells, let's go ahead and, like I said, keep the current temporary order doesn't have any visitation, is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor. No visitation to current order.
All right, I'm gonna keep that as is and do the reset and make the ruling as far as setting up a bond for Dad the deposit before he gets before he starts getting visitation with the child. So let's go ahead and reset that for that day at 9 a.m. and we'll try to make that one of the first things we do and get Ms. Hodges out of here early on that date. All right.
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask because I forgot to do this during our testimony. I would ask to allow me to introduce into evidence the DNA.
Yeah. Ma'am, this is exhibit number B or letter B in your case. This is the DNA paternity analysis in your case. Is there any reason this should not come into evidence, ma'am?
No.
All right. States B's admitted. States B shows that Mr. Nicholas Conrad cannot be excluded as a biological father of the child, Damian. Probability of paternity is at 99.999999998 with a combined paternity index of, okay, there's a million, there's billion, and then there's trillion. Oh, wow. Okay. That's 5.6 trillion. So, yeah, we don't get the trillion and quadrillions that often. Well, maybe out of the thousands we do a year, we get maybe 50 to 100 of these. So yeah, he is definitely this child's father.
He's
So yeah, it's 5 trillion to one. That means you would win the lottery, that $1 billion lottery the other week. You would win that something like 10,000 times before this guy's not dead. So yeah. So yeah, those are the odds now. So
yeah.
anyway, I will so find, and again, make sure you got a copy of that original petition, ma'am, and review the order that's attached that's signed off on by all the district judges. He was served with a copy of that. He doesn't realize what it is, but those are his restrictions. And yeah, and you could, if something comes up, you can always show the officers that, hey, we got a standing order that's been attached and is in full force and effect, and this is it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Anyway, I'll see you on the 29th, ma'am. I hate to put it out that far, but I don't have another. The next date I have is Thursday, and I'm not going to have a chance to get this done by Thursday. So that's the next Zoom docket I have for Bell County, and we'll see you then. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Welch. Anything else we need before we adjourn this one, sir?
No, Your Honor. Think we're good.
All right, thank you very much. And again, I'll send out a couple of emails to Philip and Don to see if they do this, if they've been doing anything like this lately, and also by the presiding judge to see what he likes to do in his cases like this. So anyway, thank you very much, ma'am, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. We're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.